What have you seen, what have you read that doesn't square with the George Papadopoulos you know?
George Papadopoulos has everything but a coffee boy.
Simona Mangianta says despite what the White House says about her fiancé, George Papadopoulos,
it was a volunteer position.
He was the coffee boy.
He was not a low-level volunteer in the Trump campaign or a rogue agent who acted without approval.
He was foreign policy advisor for the campaign. He helped also editing Trump's speech on foreign policy. He attended many events and entertained contacts with the high-level officials of different countries. He was actively giving his input and insights on in terms of strategies, and of course he was in contact with the high-level officials. He got approved for any initiative.
In March of 2016, President Trump named him as a top foreign policy advisor.
George Papadopoulos. He's an oil and energy consultant, excellent guy.
Later, Papadopoulos met with the president and now Attorney General Jeff Sessions, where Papadopoulos allegedly proposed setting up a meeting between Trump and Putin. Sessions claims he nixed the idea. But when news broke about his cooperation with the special counsel, President Trump slammed Papadopoulos in a tweet.
A young, low-level volunteer who was already proven to be a liar. What was your reaction when you saw that tweet?
As the same person who called him excellent guy. So I agree with that.
Mangianta says her fiancé interacted with campaign manager Corey Lewandowski, Steve Bannon, Paul Manafort, and other top campaign officials, including Michael Glassner, Sam Clovis, and Rick Dearborn. And she says during the transition, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Most have denied, downplayed, or said they didn't recall their interactions with him.
You say that he was consistently in touch with these high-level campaign officials.
Yes.
What was his interaction with Michael Flynn?
He was in contact with Michael Flynn, and he worked with Michael Flynn during the transition, and he was actively contributing to develop the foreign policy strategies for the campaign, and he didn't take any initiative on his own without campaign approval.
Court documents show Papadopoulos emailed campaign officials in March 2016 about setting up a meeting in Moscow between us, the Trump campaign, and the Russian leadership to discuss U.S.-Russia ties under President Trump. A campaign supervisor, now identified as Sam Clovis, responded, quote, "Great work," and later wrote, "I would encourage you to make the trip if it is feasible." In a separate email, a campaign official now identified as Paul Manafort wrote, "It should be someone low-level in the campaign so as not to send any signal." Mangianta tells CNN that Papadopoulos even did an interview in the fall of 2016 with Russian news agency Interfax. And she says the campaign's deputy communications director, Brian Lanza, who is now a CNN contributor, signed off on it. Lanza declined to comment.
So the campaign approved him doing the only interview, as far as you know, with Russian media,
Yes.
Interfax?
Yes.
Signed off by the campaign?
Yes.
Was Russia a big focus for him too? Like, did he have a lot of contacts there?
My understanding of his contribution to the campaign, Russian was really secondary, and he really did big work with the Egyptians, Israel.